Hello, how are
Hello.
you? So welcome to the Digital Rugby Breakdown.
Yeah.
And what are we going to talk about today?
SLAR.
Yeah.
Round 1.
Round 1. We're gonna
First of all, I'm Flore.
I'm
you
Pato.
are. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, we have to script this apparently, so
Yes.
we remember to say that.
So last week it was the first round of Superliga Americana de Rugby,
Exactly.
the South American League,
Exactly, the first professional tournament in the South American.
and we are going to, since there are only 2 games per round, we are going to make a review of all the round altogether, and so you will know what's going on and what's happening in this important tournament for the region.
Yes, what we plan to do is, at the beginning is doing a preview of the round and a review of the round, not much more because there are only two games in each round, only 5 teams are in the competition, and also because we don't know how many people are going to be viewing this video, especially in English, because the transmissions or the broadcasts for outside that are made in YouTube, they're not in English. So we don't know how many people are interested. So at the beginning we're going to start this way. If we see there's
you should do your own broadcast.
I should be broadcasting myself, and that's a good idea. Actually, yeah, of course I have time for that. So we're going to start with this, and we're going to see how that works out. And maybe if you want more information, I think we'll see if we add
what can we find out for you?
Another thing is we are not going to the matches just like as we do with Jaguares, because the local games of Sabos, which is the Argentine franchise, are played in Córdoba. It's another province. It's far away from where we live.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it in miles.
Yes, but this is...
It's like 8 hours journey in car,
or an hour and 40 minutes by plane.
Yeah.
So yes, we're not going to be, at least for the time being, we're not going to be making those, going to those games. Yeah. We don't know what the future may brings, but okay, so...
We can move to with my grandmother in
No,
Córdoba,
we're not going to do that.
Just to broadcast it.
Yes, no, we're not going to do that. So, let's start. So the first game was...
We have 2 games.
Yes.
We have Peñarol, Uruguay's team, versus Selknam. I will have a lot of trouble pronouncing this, which is Chile's team.
Yes. Interesting fact is that Selknam is the name of Aborigines of a Native American tribe that
was mass murdered by the Spanish people that conquered.
And they lived in the really south of South America, in Patagonia, and especially in the island of Tierra del Fuego, which is an island at the bottom. It's the end just before Antarctica.
Yes. So, Peñarol, we watched both games, we have to say this, and Peñarol versus Selknam, it was playing Montevideo. It was a weird game, I have to say, because we thought Peñarol having a lot of experience because they have a lot of teros, which is Uruguay's rugby team, national team, on it. So you could say like, okay, you have quality players, or at least like they went to World Cup players, experienced players. And Selknam had a mix of a lot of regions, countries, cultures, languages. And still, it was a pretty close game. Pretty close.
It was extremely close game. Yeah.
And which
is really good for the tournament.
And not messy close, like not complicated, weird because nobody knows how to play.
No, that's an excellent point. It really was not a high-scoring game. It was a very tactical game. And first of all, it helps the tournament because at the beginning, as Flora said, we would thought that Peñarol was going to run over Selknam because of the experience of the Peñarol players. Let's say there were 9 players who played the last Rugby World Cup, plus from Uruguay, plus a Namibian who played the Rugby World Cup. So you say we got 10 players with Rugby World Cup experience, and Chile had none.
Yeah.
So you would say
some 7 players. It's a script.
Yes, no, but no World Cup there.
Yeah.
But so you would say, well, Peñarol should have maybe an easy run here. And it was not. It was not like that. I don't know if Peñarol was didn't know what to do, or they didn't follow script, or whatever. But the Selkman team, they played to their strength. They know they were going to be good at slowing the ball, at the breakdown, at defending, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
That was the strongest, the strongest weapon, and that's what they used. And they managed to do that. They slowed the game. They didn't allow Peñarol to have fast ball. They didn't allow to play easily or to play comfortably. And in the end, Peñarol scored one try, true, but the score was kind of 15-13.
Yeah,
it was really close.
Peñarol did commit a lot of penalties.
Exactly.
A lot of penalties, and that's at the end what gave Selknam the game, because Selknam won for how many? We didn't put what was the...
Well, the difference, 2 points, 15-13.
It's like this, and it was in the end, so...
And Peñarol had chances of scoring or more points, and they just threw them away. At the last time, Selkman managed to do a 2-minute pick and go around the 40 meter line just to control the game 2 minutes before the end.
I think it was more than 2 minutes.
It might be more 2 minutes. They ended up losing that ball in a knock-on or a penalty, making a penalty. Peñarol had a chance to kick to the touch for line out, and they missed touch just 30-50 seconds before time was over. So come on.
Yeah.
So yes, at the end of the game, what we're talking about, too many mistakes from both teams, too many penalties. There were 4 yellow cards during the whole game, and something that the Peñarol coach said is that they didn't play what they trained. Usually, said we didn't play what we trained in the week. This is not how we train to play. This is not what the way we want to play. He said Selkman did a great job with what they did, but he also said that his players, they focus on fighting instead of playing.
Peñarol
players. They decided to start quarreling instead of playing, and you saw it as well, 4 yellow cards.
Yeah.
And they got in those nagging and this stuff and for nothing, and they were playing instead of focusing on playing.
I think we will see a bit of that at the beginning, because there has no been professional rugby in the region, and in unprofessional rugby that tends to happen a lot. So we will see some yellow cards, more than 1 yellow card in a game, until they get used to, like, okay, we are professionals now. Professional teams don't do this, like they're professional. And
especially we're going to see, because of repeated infringement, we're going to see yellow cards for committing many penalties in a row, squad-wise, not just one player for me, but because it's something that and actually it took a long time for ours to learn, especially in Super Rugby. Just if you commit penalties and you get yellow cards, you're giving all the advantage to our team. Because you're going to lose the score there, they might score in that position, and they're going to have 10 minutes to score you again. Instead, if you're losing, if they might score you, but you still have all the full squad on field to go back, and as we've seen in Super Rugby, you always come back. Scoring doesn't give you a full advantage of winning.
Yeah.
So I think that's something they're going to have to start learning. And and before the game, Peñarol, they must still be, right? They were one of the candidates because of the number of international players they have, the experience they have, and because Uruguay is the second strongest rugby country in South America. So very much expected from this team.
So I think it's good that this happened, because maybe Peñarol thought it was an easy game, and then they hit the wall and said, okay, this tournament's not gonna be as easy as we thought it would be, which is great, because it will be
more
funnier, and it's good when you don't know who's gonna win a game and everybody is really close to the other and the tournament's more entertaining. So the second game was
let's move to the second game.
Yes, Sabos versus Olympia. They played in.
I'm sorry. One other thing. The attendance to the previous game to Peñarol was 4,000 people.
Yes.
So it's a good attendance, a really good number.
It was a really nice stadium.
It's a stadium where the Uruguay national team plays. It's the rugby stadium. It's a very nice place to play. It's an artificial field and
grass.
Artificial grass, yeah, and good attendance. So let's move to the second game.
Sabos versus Olympia. Sabos is Argentinian franchise and Olympia is the Paraguayan one. It was played in Córdoba in Sabos field.
Well, it's where Sabos is playing as the local games, but it's the field is from the installations is from an amateur club. It's called Tala Rugby Club. So they've decided to play there, and it was great because they involved the people of clubs and people of clubs around Córdoba, around the city of Córdoba. It's amazing to have them playing there.
And it was great because the attendance were 6.5 thousand people, which is great. I think that's the attendance of the first Super Rugby game of Jaguares at home.
Yes, something like that. Yes.
Which I think it's really good because there's a lot of people interested in rugby that they are not based in Buenos Aires, and this tournament gives them this possibility of.
It shows that there's a place, there's a market.
Outside Buenos Aires.
And in this case in Córdoba, there's a market for it. It was a Friday night game, which was amazing because it doesn't interfere with local rugby, and it's a good option for people who around rugby want something they want to do, and they can go there, and they have other stuff to do around.
Local amateur teams and local rugby plays always on Saturdays.
Saturday afternoon, right?
Saturday afternoon. So if you have a game on Saturday at 4 or 6 p.m. A lot of people doesn't go to because they want to go to their club and watch their team. So I think there's something to work there just to keep the things like cohabitating, like living together.
Yes.
The club's games and these league games if they want. This amount of people.
What they said is that, and I believe it's in the calendar. It's that all Sabos games when they play home, they're going to be played on Friday nights. Because of this, because they don't want to interfere with local rugby, with local amateur rugby, and they want to not force people to decide where to go.
Yeah.
And since the league is made around here, we can manage that, but it's friendlier to the clubs, and we can do. It's not like Super Rugby where our Jaguares has to play in certain times.
They did manage to have the one game, local game, at the beginning, before. I think it was one final.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't matter. We are not talking about Jaguares, we're talking about Sabos. So, I think this was a completely different game. Yeah. Olympia, it's a really inexperienced game with a lot of players of different countries that they're just getting to know each other and to speak the same language, because you have Argentinians and you have some players, I think there are
you have from South Africa, from New Zealand,
Paraguayans,
from Fiji.
So it's difficult to get a union or a team's feeling or a team thing.
An identity.
Thank you. Yeah, that was the word I was looking for. When you have so many different people from different places and different backgrounds. So I think these kind of teams will take a little bit longer to
grow, to adjust, and to become a team as a whole, a squad as a whole.
Yeah, they're just getting to know each other, and you definitely saw that in the game. Sabos, at the beginning, Sabos struggled a little bit. They did score, but they were it was weird because they were kicking, they had, Olympia made a lot of penalties, committed a lot of penalties, and Sabos didn't go to line or didn't try to score a try, but they went to get the 3 points and to just kick to the posts. And we were like, why? Mm-hmm. If you have like a 20 points difference, why?
Not only ourselves, the commentators of we have to.
Why do you go to the post instead of like kicking it to a line and try to do a more and just try to work more and train that?
One of the commentators on TV on ESPN, that is the broadcaster for Argentina and the region as a whole, was saying that he's a former coach of a club in Argentina, and he was finding it difficult to understand why they were exactly kicking, especially why not trying to make plays and to get the ball rolling
and train.
Yes, and have the team practice more of those, right? And to get familiarized with the movement and try things during the game. It was really weird, and they only just kind of free themselves of whatever was happening. At the end, we started to move a little bit more the ball, and we ended up scoring more tries and getting the bonus point.
Yeah, in the second half.
In the second half, it was actually it was like at the end of the second half.
Yes.
But
the final result was 48-3.
48-8.
8. Yeah. They scored a try through Montero.
One thing that we need to talk about is the amount of, we were talking about in the previous games, as the importance of Argentinian rugby within forming this part of this tournament, and there were 24 Argentine players on the field during on this game.
Participating in the game.
Yes, there were.
All sails, 23
plus starting the game.
Yes.
Starting the game, there were 15
9 Argentinians
in sails starting the game, but there were 9 in Olympia starting the game, and there were 11 in Olympia in the whole 23 man squad. Yeah. Plus the 23 of Argentina. So 34 Argentine players of the full squad that got into the game
on Friday night.
And that's a lot. And that's something that also comes to show that the level of the Paraguayan rugby. The level of Paraguayan rugby is really low. And that's why they need all this talent just to be at a certain level and to start to bring into this level players. There were a lot of people complaining, especially from Paraguay, saying, well, but why we have a team if we're not going to have Paraguayan players there? And the reality is that the players don't have the level even for this type of competition. And they have to start bringing them slowly. And it's going to take time, but it's the way it's going to be. They need to have a structure where they can start slowly bringing in new players and giving them the chance to perform at this level, to train at this level, to share experiences with other players at this level, so they can bring the whole rugby structure to that level. Right now they're very slow, so that's why they need this amount of international players or foreign players to at least the team be competitive, because it doesn't work to bring new people to rugby if this team, if Olympia or whatever our team gets smashed 100 points every game, every round. It wouldn't work. People were not going to go in to say, well, I want to see Olympia. No, I want to. What would I go see? What for? Was they're going to get smashed by 100 points? Or a kid would say, I don't want to play rugby. I don't want to be there if they get smashed by 100 points. So it's important to have a competitive team where slowly they can start bringing up players into the mix, Paraguayan players, national players. And it's going to take time. It's going to take a long time for Paraguay to come to another level. And we have to be patient, because that's part of the idea of this tournament, to give competition and to increase the level of the quality of players and the level of rugby in the region.
Yeah. At the end, I really like Sagos. I think they have a good squad. They need to train a lot and to get the rhythm. But we saw nice plays and nice strength stuff that you could see happening on field. I think Lucas Mensah is doing a really good job. He's the captain of the team, and he's one of the strongest. He was one of the strongest on the game.
Yes, we have to remember this Sabres team. It's based on, of course, tons of players from local rugby, but many of them come from the under 20th Argentine team that played last year's World Cup, and the Argentina 15 team, which is the Argentina B team, which plays the American Rugby Championship and played Jaguares. It was also part of Jaguares 15 last year, who played the Carrera Cup First Division and won it the Carrera Cup First Division and the American Rugby Championship last season, and the same coaching staff. So many of these players, they know each other, they've been playing each other, but they are facing this a new chapter here, is that being professional full time and coming to this new tournament. So at the beginning, they were kind of a little bit. You saw that they were not allowing themselves to move the ball that much. They were kind of
they didn't flew the energy that they had.
Exactly, flow. They didn't flow, and exactly that's the feeling that as the games progresses, as tournament progresses, I think we're gonna see more of that. We're gonna see the players playing better rugby, trying new stuff, and that's something that I was really happy about. That I'm gonna point out right now. Told for it that what the coach of Sable said at the end of the game. That said that he was not really happy by the way the team played, because he wanted that. He wanted a flow in rugby, to move the ball, to be more aggressive in attack, and he didn't see that. But he also said that he expected to do that with the team to go that route, because, and he said he expected the whole tournament to go the route. Why? Because this is a tournament that doesn't have relegation, so you shouldn't be speculating with the result in case you could relegate, right? And also because the purpose of this tournament is to develop new players, to develop new skills of the players, and to increase the level of the players. And the only way to do that is to play better, quicker rugby, better flowing rugby, to move the ball, to enhance the qualities of the players, and to try to attack more, to defend more, to be more quick playing, because that's the way, playing faster. That's the way to
faster games, not slow with a lot of penalties. The way that a player will develop and grow, it's running and passing and
trying new things, trying new plays, trying new moves, and that's the way they're going to start improving the quality of plays. Of course, this is going to be more difficult for certain teams because of the level of players they have. It's going to, as we said with the Segment game, the premier segment played to their strength, and that was defense, and it was being slowing the ball and being slowing the game. We are not going to expect from them to a high flow game, because they don't have the players and the knowledge to that right now. But we might see that in the future, because as the players improve as the tournament grows, we're going to see that coming up. We're going to see teams being more aggressive in attack and trying to play better rugby. So
it was a very interesting first round.
Yes, it was.
Next round it will be.
We're going to have the debut. No, we're going to have the debut from the Brazilian team playing Olympia in Paraguay. It's Corinthians against Olympia. And we're going to see Sabres is traveling to Chile.
Yes.
Going to be playing Selkman in Santiago, Chile, the capital. And that game is going to be played on Saturday afternoon.
Yes. So we will, as we did with this, we are going to do a full review of round 2. And we hope to see us entertain them as we saw in this first round. And I think, saying that, being happy about our first round of a professional tournament in South America.
Yes, we are.
We can say...
We are very hopeful for this tournament.
Yeah, we can say goodbye, and we'll see you in another video. Please like, notification bell, subscribe, comment. Everything. If you want to know something about this tournament that we didn't mention yet, please do. If we want us to talk more about players, please comment as well, because we were saying maybe you don't know the names yet, and maybe you can do some highlights of some players we think they're worth mention because they're doing very good. But to that we need to have some rounds happening and seeing the develop of this the different teams.
We need to let the tournament run a little bit and to see where it's going.
Just if you have any suggestions, please do it somewhere there. Please follow us on social media as well, And we'll see you in the next video.
Yes, that's right.
Goodbye.
Bye.